just hear the air jet flying around, and then boom, boom, really close. And I'm just like praying that not gonna hit my fucking roof. It was fucking loud. It was fucking scary. I I don't want anyone to experience that.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Den, the podcast where we dive deep into the vast universe of blockchain gaming with a special focus on our favorite Wolf game. I'm your host, Dio, or Digital Optimist, your guide to the intricacies of this ever-evolving world. Today, I'm excited to welcome an extremely special guest to the show. He's a pixel artist extraordinaire, a key player in Wolf Game, and a creative genius in the Web3 space. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Bunya. How are you, Bunya?
What's up, Dio? Excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, super excited. How did you get the name Bunya?
It's actually
Or is that your first name?
It's my second name. Boom. In Russian, it's called Bunya, so it's a shorter name. Bunya.
Cool. Very cool. I like it. It's different.
It's that simple. Yep.
Yeah. So how did you kind of get your start into the world of Web3? How has that journey been, and what got you into being a pixel artist?
It's all started when my mom bought our first family PC when I was like third grade. A few years later, I started to dive into like Photoshop. I just wanted to edit something like something funny, something cool, like some funny photo with my classmates. It all started from that. Then I always was into gaming. Like my first game was about Hulk actually, like Marvel Hulk. And then I got into GTA San Andreas. That's why I love everything about Los Angeles. Years were passing. I was doing more of this stuff. I was like self-educating myself on YouTube. Boom,
Yeah,
I done it.
yeah.
I know it, how to do it. Then like I want to do like this thing. Boom. And through the years, I gathered all that experience, just doing this funny edits for friends for free, basically, just for fun, and gathering my experience. And I started to dive into videos. It's just basically the next step of editing, I think, for every creator. I was like a deep introvert myself, so in school I would prefer to sit at home than just like go out with my friends. I was so shy. I was even embarrassed of my current nickname Bunya, because I don't know, I have like such weird complexes at my childhood because of my height. It just was a lot of complexes because I can't explain it. It was
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, man. I think we all really internally struggle with that. You know, obviously some more than others. For me, I was always the giant. So I was the opposite way, where everybody was like, "Oh my God, it's a huge man towering over me." So I got the feeling that I made other people just feel like, which I never wanted that, right? I wanted to be like, like I was kind of this gentle giant.
I took it more personal when people called me out, like, and my complexes just started growing up on me, and I had a lot of friends, like, actually, but I couldn't like jump over that complexes. I couldn't like just say fuck everyone opinions. I couldn't. I just like was in my head.
Yeah.
So it was a huge step for me to step into like basically bigger communities in school. I took an advantage of my skill set that I gathered through school. I started to making video edits like with masking, like some cool stuff. like that looks
Hmm.
cool. I just posted it on Instagram, and some teachers from university just saw the quality, and I started to produce the content for like
So
yeah, that's
yeah,
how
so
I
like the
like
lecture, you're building like
lecture. Yeah,
you're building like the graphics and stuff for the teachers
yeah,
to present.
absolutely.
Okay.
I chose that profession only because it didn't require math that I'm bad at.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
same
didn't
here.
need to pass a math exam. University basically was a
Like a social
social
experience. Yeah, that's how you grew. It wasn't necessarily educational. It was more geared towards like figuring out who you were as a human, right?
what's more
And
important to be
yeah,
more me,
yeah,
like more
yeah,
myself.
exactly.
It was
Yeah,
even more important because
yeah.
I ended up being a full-time pixel artist, like independent artist.
I was in a very similar situation. I went to a small state school up north, kind of like literally, if you can picture Game of Thrones, where the wall is, like that's basically where my college was. And
Uh,
I was the partier. I was the guy the social chair who had to get, all the people to the party. I was the guy at the door
okay.
charging all the money. It was that was my gig, and it was like, okay,
Oops.
I'm gonna take the least amount of credits possible, and
Hmm.
it was a wasted experience in the sense of like education, right, and like the dollar amount, but like who it made me turn out to be and how fast I grew up. So when you got out of university, right, when COVID hit, did you start diving down that rabbit hole with crypto?
So how I get into crypto, after I finished my university, I decided I'm not gonna go like for another 4 years. No, it's not for me. I'm not gonna waste my time. I met also some important people that invited me to work in some digital studios to be a 2D illustrator.
Hmm.
Like they knew me like as an editor, so let's work for us. It was my first decent salary for myself as a freelancer. I started to do commissions in university like for $5, like $2, $3. Like
Yeah.
I just taken that experience. I jumped to like 200, 300 per month
Wow.
dollars. It was a huge step for me. Like it from five to like 200, 300. So yeah, I worked, I gained experience, and I decided to try to do 3D. Like, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
as a creator, I went from Photoshop to video editing to 3D. It's like
Mm-hmm.
logical steps from
Yeah.
the beginning. You can do 3D properly if you don't have like 2D edit
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
experience, I guess.
It's a good
It's,
stepping stone. It's a good start.
yeah,
And that's
yeah.
where I feel like probably a lot of artists, that's where they did get their start. Obviously, when Wolf Game came out, you started creating, right? Do you remember who was the first person that reached out to you?
AGV was the first one who like commissioned me
Okay.
for actual money.
Okay. And
AGV, like,
yeah.
damn,
Yeah. Now
like
did he just reached out to you or
it. I just tweeted my first Black Sheep GIF. That I did my first bad one. Then I also self-taught myself on YouTube how to do pixel art properly, just in one video. I
Mhm.
redo that animation, and he just like, did you do this? Like, just DM'd me. And
Yeah.
this is how it started. I just sent to my one friend, second friend, third friend, like, whoa, do you
Yeah.
even know who this is, whose brother he is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that's cool. So that really kind of gave you the belief, right? And that like, hey, maybe I can do this. And I'm sure you were anxious. You were like,
Yeah.
oh man, I don't know what I'm doing with this. Like I really got to get it perfect, right?
I get inspired by Storm's gifts that he put in the chat.
Yeah.
Like I even wanted to commission him, but I was like, I am creator myself. Why I don't try it myself? Like just download Sprite, like pay $20 for it and just try it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you to do my black sheep, but yeah, I tried it myself.
And I remember when I used to have my wolf, my original wolf, I remember seeing someone in the community's piece that you did, and I was like, man, I've got to reach out to this guy. This is awesome stuff. And again, there's no better feeling than that feeling of ownership, right? And it's like, this is my wolf. And so I'm like, well, I might as well invest in it. And and in
Yeah.
turn, that creates more value for the asset. My hopes was that people saw that and were like, oh, I want to hire Bunya. I remember us talking early on and me saying, you could really be able to do this full time. And that if you just hone in on your skills and stick with this community in particular, like there's so many that are
Yeah.
willing to be like, I love my piece, and it's very dear to them. So it was really kind of cool to see you get better and better.
Yeah, and while this term was getting even more better, and I was like, damn, I gotta catch up to this guy. He was doing castle scenes like with some camera movement. I was like, how the fuck do you do this? Like
Yeah.
I still can't do it. When I did commission earlier, I was just like, I don't care about the price. I just want to do it. You pay
Yeah.
uh however you see
Yeah.
the value is. Like I didn't care like how much. I just was passionate enough about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And that's amazing. And that's what leads to being an expert in something, right? And having that passion and will to be like, I don't even care if you pay me. Like, this is a lot of fun, and I love the challenge. And
Yeah.
kudos to you for the continually not giving up and getting better and better. And that is what a true artist is, right? So how many hours would you say you have into creating?
I have 1,900 hours already on Ace Sprite. Like almost
Nice.
2K hours in
Awesome.
2 years, in 1.5 years.
Yeah.
How much I could.
Amazing. The term 1,000 hours, right? If you put in 1,000 hours, that
Yeah.
is what determines an expert. Interesting. Damn that Terminatus, man. He is so damn good at a lot of things. He's like a silent assassin, one of the nicest guys, and the best people to have on your side. But I think he would kill you, almost like spike your drink and be like, yeah, how does that taste, you son of a bitch? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he fucking destroyed me in Hex while I was
Oh,
trying to learn. Like he was like, sorry to go so hard on you. Like,
yeah,
I
just
get.
toying with you. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, he's really
yeah.
developed that name for himself. I know he's a good gamer. He still has that aura about him. And I don't know. I wouldn't really want to challenge him in a game. I think he could he's like a sorcerer. He would really make me double think. Him and I think Bri DeSanto would really make me double think my moves big time. I would probably
The
be better off
challenge,
just
yeah.
guessing, and which is pretty much what I do anyway, is guessing. So it is
Yeah,
what it is.
it's always a challenge. It's like they gonna go hard on you. Like you just need to
Yeah.
like jump over yourself to try to beat them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, such a great members of our community. Great character, like skill set. He teach me a lot. He inspired me, like just to start all this.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he actually started like the gives meta, I would say. We had Mudlips, then we had like who else
There's
making
Pixel Eyes. Pixel Eyes, I don't know him
he,
well, but that one video he
he
created for Alpha Game was insane.
he actually sneaked into like Shep team. He's making
Yeah.
videos for Shep like out of nowhere.
He'd be a really cool guy to have on the show.
Pixel Eyes actually also commissioned me one of the first gifts I made for him, and he mentioned that he also was kinda in that Hollywoodish like type of videos.
Yeah.
His background is making such videos. It was my beginning and his beginning in the creation of
Yeah.
such stuff. I
Very
just saw
cool.
that his like level went from this to this.
Yeah, and that could just be, he had a little bit more time. I mean, obviously he wasn't dealing with the war that was going that was going on, we don't think, which we'll get to later on in the show.
Yeah, I just started doing 3D stuff. I was doing like my job for the motion design. I was just editing like UI UX websites for the studio. And while I doing that, I was posting my basically fun arts, fun 3D arts on Instagram. Side hustle, it's called, yeah. Bunch of UI UX directors started following me, and I just saw stories in Instagram that they are looking for some new studio looking for a 3D artist. I wasn't that experienced, but I took my shot. I decided that I need to leave my previous studio and go for the actual office work. So I have that colleagues experience 2 3 months into the job office job. I was saw some Instagram stories from one Russian artist called Brickspacer. He has like 100K followers. So he sold digital artwork for 10K. I was like, what? You can do this? You can do this online? Like I haven't heard it. And I just dived into it was called Super Rare, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It was my first like marketplace I heard. It was like boom in the whole world, I guess, but in our like post-Soviet countries like Ukraine, Russia, like Kazakhstan, all that countries, we had like maybe first biggest artist NFT boom. Like we heard it first time. Brickspacer created a Telegram chat where we all met, like all the artists just started like learning.
So it was kind of like a networking group in a sense. Yeah.
It it network just exploded. It was a hard financial times for me. Like
Mm-hmm.
basically 4 years straight, I was in debts. Like started from university till like after university because I need to pay for rent. I was also helping out my good friends that helped me out with like that social anxiety. She was like from actually about like war context. She was from Donbass area, so it was like started back from 2014. So she even got like a harder situation on money. That's how I like decided to uh, help everyone, my family, my friends out, like took debts on me, and I was like with mindset, I'm gonna deal with it later. I'm gonna get more money from commissions. Look, I didn't worry in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And the debt was like $100 $200. It was like for me right now it was like it's laughable, but I couldn't overcome this like for 4 years straight. The gas was like really like mad. Like to mint the piece, you need to pay like $100 at least.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, fuck it, this is it. I'm gonna take another debt in one head. I'm gonna mint my first piece. I just think this is it. This is the
Yeah.
things that they're gonna change everything. I didn't know shit about like what's gonna happen. It's a Telegram chat. I just sold my artwork for one ETH. Everyone cheered up, like they went like, and that just fueled up everyone. I didn't sell a piece till the day before my birthday, and the day my birthday came, I went to Twitter and some random like shill tweet like if you haven't sold any artwork, I'm gonna change it like
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
magical stuff. Nowadays, if you're gonna see this tweet, it's like it's not gonna work. In 5 minutes, I'm selling the piece for $700 to just the guy from internet called Mike. I'm just I went in tears,
Mm-hmm.
literally. Seven
Yeah.
hundred dollars in like on my birthday. I called my mom. I'm just
Yeah.
I got speechless.
And what piece was that?
It was a 3D piece. It was about Kobe Bryant. I actually have his autograph,
Ah, look
like
at that.
actual autograph.
That's huge.
It's
Yeah.
from LA, from friend from LA that I met here in Kharkiv
You got to
before
frame that puppy.
Kobe
Yeah. Yeah, it's
unfortunately
beautiful.
passed
Yeah, that
away.
was tragic. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the whole world. Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
no.
but going back to, just you get to a point where you're feeling helpless. I'm sure as an artist where it's like you just keep creating and then you have this internal battle that you're never going to make it, right? And then it's just going to, you just keep creating and you battle back and forth whether whether it's a waste of your time and that you should be doing other things and then one day, right,
It was
you
my
get
story,
this
basically.
just change
I
and
was
everything
creating,
changed for
yeah.
you. And I think that is when you have moments like that, it's like you never go back, and then you start your march forward and start attracting to you the right things and right people
Yeah.
and right pieces to achieve what you want to achieve. So that's phenomenal. Such a cool story. Oh, so would you say that that's like mainly your challenges that you faced? Like it was mainly the fact of like not having any money and being like, I just keep creating, right?
For me as an artist, imagine there is no NFT. If I would like forced to keep going like as I was going before, I saw no past. How could I like make like bigger change? Like how could I go from posting on social media, uh, in particular to Instagram, just for likes, and to receive like 30 likes and do another piece and just continue it forever with no life-changing like opportunities. Imagine if I would like join NFT space now, for example.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was also lucky timing when everyone just first time discovered this. Basically, any piece was selling out. Early stage of NFT helped me financially to like position myself better at the
Hmm.
current stage.
Yeah.
And current stage, if I would be as an artist to join NFT space now, I would be just working on my name basically, but just a new environment
Hmm.
because Instagram changed for me to Twitter. Change the environment and yeah, build your name. It
Yeah.
was it was like the stages for me. Yeah, that guy Mike helped me financially for a whole year in total for 5, 6 years when ETH was like 3, 4K.
It's amazing how you never know where your good's going to come from. And what you did too with Kobe, right? So you loved Kobe, so you created that piece. Did you make it to be in a niche where there's so many Kobe fanatics, right, that are like willing to spend money? There's always going to be a buyer at some point in that niche.
Absolutely. When I was doing 3D, I decided that my types of works will be about basketball, basically. Different types of basketballs, like glass basketball. But I just didn't feel I couldn't do anything I could. For example, I wanted to do myself. It was hard to do a character like in 3D for me.
Yeah.
Uh, so
Yeah.
when I switched to pixel art, it changed for me. So it was much easier for me to create anything I wanted. It was much easier with my animation skills to animate anything I want
Hmm.
in
Yeah.
comparison to 3D.
Yeah.
So it's like not pixel art is easier than 3D. Some peeps
Yeah.
in 3D could do like crazy difficult scenes but
Yeah.
couldn't do pixel to pixel stuff. And they like call it crazy stuff that pixels. It's
Yeah.
just everything to each of their own. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really
Each
is
to their.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that, going into looking at Nakamigos, right? I mean, going into that pixel art and how amazing that is and how you had you created that hilarious meme, right? How did you come up with the idea for that?
Some
Yep.
dude just tweeted that he gonna eat his own shit when Nakamigo's floor gonna hit like one ace.
Yep.
And he actually like DM'd me, said that he DM'd 5 different artists, but was the one that right away like I'm gonna do it. He
Yeah.
ex describes the idea and was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it." Like
Yeah.
you trying to eat your own shit in like pixel, I'm gonna do it. Like I'm all for it. So
Yeah. I remember
yeah,
when it was minting, I had to get one. And I was like, I watched it like 30 times in a row. And every time I watched it, it just got funnier. And I have a 5-year-old boy. So we were watching it and like he obviously doesn't really understand what it means, but he was just laughing his head off, just like
nice.
we're both dying of laughter. How many hours would you say you even put into that? Like how long does something like that take to create?
I did it in 8 hours. Like
Yeah.
it's really fast for for animations like that. Thank you for sharing with me because it's really hard to express in a GIF without any sound, just with motion
Yeah, to get somebody to laugh.
to
I
get
mean, it's
yeah
like
to
to
get
put
such
comedy in it.
emotions.
Now, what is that?
It's a Luffy character from One Piece anime.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
You don't watch anime.
I don't. I never really got into it. I mean, I don't know. It just never really struck me. But I mean, there's people who are insane about it, right? They're
Um
like,
yeah,
are you one of those?
I just got a huge lot of inspiration from like telling from animation.
Yeah,
It's just I would call it an animation masterpiece, like OG animes, like Naruto, One Piece. It's like 1060 episodes, each 20 minutes each. And
yeah,
imagine how we fell in love with like, Wolf game lore. This is the lore, it's all making like all of us come together.
yeah, yeah.
So anime is all about like storytelling. That's why I really love as an artist. It inspires me so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's amazing.
Is an animation like even this?
If somebody's trying to get into the NFT art world and they don't know whether it's for them or they might be really struggling at this moment, right? What is kind of some words of advice you might give to those artists that are in that phase?
I fell in love with pixel art. So there is a pixel art project. So I just chose it happened it was Wolf game. I could just join another project and be part of them. So it happened it was Wolf game. And it just a real-time feedback from the loads of people. It what drives artists the most. You can post like 10 works per day, but if you get not even a comment, you won't gonna be able to do this.
So are you saying mainly like to find
Yeah,
that like your specific niche, whatever the heck it
and
is?
build around
Um,
it.
yeah, and then
Yeah,
and one of the thoughts that I had for some artists that I've communicated with in the past, because they're like, I'm really struggling trying to sell my art, all that. I was like, find an NFT community that is like super strong, right? And literally just start creating artwork for them.
yeah,
And
yeah.
don't worry about the money,
Literally.
right? It will come.
To me, I was just max passionate about that without like any payment, and it just my network just got bigger and bigger and bigger that I got 4 or 5 commissions per day, and I was like, whoo, I was overwhelmed, and I wasn't making it for money at first. I was like, damn, Wolf game is so damn cool. I
Mm.
really like the artwork and how simple it is and how I fit my art style. If you're doing 3D, just find a project community and like do art about them.
Yeah, taking your time to do that stuff. So like there's so many people who just keep creating, keep creating, keep creating. And that there's a lot of power to that, but I think taking a step back and being like, what can I do that's different? Like reach out to the artists that are doing great things. And I think so many people in the Web3 space are very open to give advice and to help out and not necessarily have their hand out and being like, oh, I need to be compensated. But it gives you joy and you're not doing it for financial gain, but you have a passion and you know that Web3 is literally the future. I mean, it's here.
Oh,
It's, I think in, 10 years down the road, we're going to look back and be like, when it is completely mainstream. And I
10
think you'll
years.
be known as, right, one of the first pixel artists in the Web3 space. And
So,
there's a lot
yeah,
of artists
good.
that are like, no, NFTs, Web3, oh, you're evil. I'm not even gonna think about that,
Yeah, I
right?
think it's just a bad experience. I saw a lot of artists got their art stolen by the projects. Uh, it's really what it. I think it's the main reason why they like hate that because of the one bad interaction
Yeah,
with. I really see that a lot, and I'm disgusted by it. Like,
yeah,
people got no shame. I hope they just thinking about like that in not as a whole space, but it just need time. It just
yeah,
needs time.
yeah. It does. It definitely does. But in real life, you can get robbed from, you can get whatever. I mean, and you just go, well, that sucked,
Yeah,
but you get over
wolves
it, and it
suck.
doesn't mean you stop, right? How did your Wolf game journey start? Did you mint? Did you get in early? Like when did you start with Wolf game?
So yeah, 1 year into NFTs, I had my own alpha channel with my like folks, friends from Russia, from Ukraine. I went to the site before 1 day before minting and was like, what is that? I didn't even read the white paper and I was like, ah, forget it. Next day, people making two k like per day, like everyone is bussing. I just missed the train. I was just lurking in the next like 3, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days. Then it's been already 2 years,
Yeah,
and then I saw Jorm like handing out that cool gifts, and that's how I started making gifts. And I just started interacting by posting it, and it got a snowball effect,
mm-hmm.
basically.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yes, this is
yeah.
how it
Very
went.
cool. So do you have like a lot of Wolf game assets, or I mean, obviously you don't have to reveal your bag, but do you have like one in particular asset that you love?
I bought my black sheep for 1.2, and all sheep went down to zero point 0.2.
Yeah.
So I could afford like at least 5 sheep, but I decided to go. I wasn't experienced enough.
The Legend of the Black Sheep. Shep
Yeah,
has the endless possibilities in the game, right? So he can change paths, he can add some superpowers to the Black Sheep, even working into the Black Wolf, like the A7. I always looked at A7s like, I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I really need to get an A7. And like being able to hustle and get to that point. But is there any specific utility to a Black Wolf? Not necessarily, but it's just I love the Black Wolf, right? That's what NFTs do to you.
it's once again fun side of the lore that we can
Yeah,
play around.
yeah, exactly.
I think it's more on players to build around the asset you have and build that brand around it. For players to build a personality about it.
You build your digital identity, and a lot of times like your reputation in the digital world, I feel like is going to be bigger than your reputation in real life.
It's
you
gonna pay
know?
off big time.
That's a really good selling point for you in the sense of creating these gifs and creating these animations of whoever wants their animals done. You become attached to your asset and you fall in love with them, and why not, for a very low fee, make them animated and build your brand, continue to build your brand. Like there's so many people with Bored Apes that
Absolutely.
do the GM coffee thing. It's an investment into your personal brand.
Have a Wolf Wits in 1 minute.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I didn't even know that. You can play. I'm going to sit back
I'm
That's
opted in. It's gonna take like 5 minutes.
dude.
If you
Yeah.
don't mind, of course.
No, not at all. Not at all. So are you opting in right now, or is the
I'm
opt-in
already
period?
playing. Already
Yeah,
playing.
focus.
So I'm against some. They don't have ENS, so
Let's
I'm
do a
gonna
play by
play
let's do a play
security.
by play. Where are
Security.
you? So the
Security is
first card,
my
yeah.
go-to card. Taco Full teached me like to gain advantage from the first steps.
Yep.
So I really like to see what he gonna do like right from the beginning. He's thinking. He's thinking. Oh, he did security with this versus security.
Okay.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
go. All right. So this is actually I haven't been in that situation. Damn. Okay.
Now your heart rate's starting to move.
Uh, the round is put on hold. If you're for like 9 seconds.
Just pick,
Um,
brother.
mute. I'm gonna mute him. I'm gonna mute him.
All right, so when you say
The
mute,
Delta 6.
you're using the delta. So you think he might throw out like a alpha. He might just try to smash you over the head.
Yeah, and if you go lower, I could get 2x. I hope he go like lower tier card. Probably
he?
like he could go Black Sheep, but my card would block him. He went beta. The next card. Okay, 2-0. He winning. Okay, that's the interesting part.
So he went with the beta.
Yep. He still has the delta. He can mute my card.
So do you go Black Sheep or do you go Shocker? Because he might just try to get a damn point on you. I don't know.
I could come back from 3-0. I could. The weakest wins. Okay, let's go. I actually don't care about 3-0 being down 3-0.
So what did you do?
I went Black Sheep. Okay. Damn, this is gonna be interesting if you're gonna go black too. Okay, I gotta change my strategy. He went nice. He went Omega. So I won. I won 1-2.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. So we have the
Do you-
Shocker bows, we have the Alpha bows. He has the beta. He has the 6, I have the 7. I think the round is put on hold. I'm gonna give him
do you
point.
go with the Shocker?
Nah, not
What
yet.
happens if you go with the Shocker?
I don't want to be
You
okay,
choose, brother.
I went 0. He went he went Alpha. Actually, Shocker could have won it. You would have win it. Okay. This is
You would have
for
slaughtered
X2.
him.
Winning
His head
round
would be on
wins.
a stake right now.
Wait, he has the Shocker. Gonna go Shocker. I have the beta. The next card. Okay, I'm gonna go beta. He could go Black Sheep, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's gone Black Sheep yet. No.
Okay, I'm gonna go Shocker. Please.
Look at the nerves.
Oh, it's so unpredictable, dude. What?
He's probably guessing.
He went Delta 6. I forgot.
So did he win?
He win. So if I could go beta 7, he go 6. I go 2, and then he has the Shocker, I have the Alpha. I could just go 5 versus his 2 and win with Alpha. Okay, he just picked the most unlucky card for me. GG.
Yeah,
GG.
So he won the whole thing.
Yeah. 4-1.
Well, sometimes it's really hard to beat somebody who's kind of just winging things. He might be winging stuff. I don't know.
So
That's the
in this
beauty of the
game,
game.
I just thought he gonna go like as the weakest win because I have like 7 and 8. He already used them, so he's the weakest. I thought he just goes the weakest, but he didn't.
So he did go that alpha before when we were like, all right,
So
let's
when
throw the
you wanted
shocker
to
in.
go shocker,
I
then
felt like he was going to get aggressive, but that was just I like to be bold. I like to.
I love
It's
it. I
easy.
love it.
It's funny, but that's the beauty of peak game. Is Wolf Wits your favorite?
Uh, yeah, Wolf Wits is by far my favorite. Then,
You're
because
really
of
still you're still thinking about it. It's singeing. You know what I mean? It hurt. It burns. It's
but
annoying.
in tag war, like being down 0-2, it's really critical. In Wolf Wits, I'm actually feeling pretty comfortable.
Yeah, every single game is so interesting. I think those three games are perfect, and then all of the games cannot end on a tie. So I think that's even more cool. Would you say a dream position for you would be to be on Shep's team and creating for Shep?
As experienced as I think Shep's like artists, in some ways, I'm not talking about like animation. I could do same level of animation. Maybe I could do some like stuff for game parts, right?
Yep, yep. Like,
So
listen,
it's different
don't you
workflow for sure.
yeah, don't you limit yourself, right? You know what I mean? Like it comes down to like you're like, "Oh, well, I don't know if I'm good enough." Well, possibly, right? But there's different
No, I
people
will
on
say
the
this.
team,
Yeah, I
right?
will say this. I think I'm good enough for the team. If they like gonna invite him, I'm gonna join. Of course,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and like being a part of the team, right? And like there's different skill sets that, maybe Pixelize has that you may not have, and that's okay. But like maybe your role is to design some different area of it and like sticking to your strengths. If you could bring any asset from Wolf Game to life, which one would you choose and why?
Black Sheep is huge part of my journey. Like it started my whole commissions.
Yeah,
Yeah, Black Sheep
yeah,
is in my heart.
yeah,
It
yeah,
it was my first animal. It was that sheep found 5 gems like by itself. Like
yeah, yeah. And I think it's cool the symbolism behind the black sheep, right? And like
yeah,
how you kind of how
exactly.
you grew up, how you pictured yourself in the world, right? Where you were a big introvert and people might have doubted you. You were maybe smaller or shorter than other people and what was going on internally was a very strong and magical creature. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine, right? And how it has affected so many and you as a Ukrainian, we can only imagine like the impact that this has had on your life and work, right? So you're like, where are you now?
I'm in Ukraine. I will like put all experience in just one phrase. Uh, it the word took a lot, but it gave me a lot also. Like
Mm-hmm.
it just was like that. Shortly speaking, it took a lot. Uh, lives of my close friends, how I view like what is around me, what I have, what I should be grateful for, and what it gave me, despite all that massacres that is going on still. Like it's been already 500 days straight. Yeah, I remember it. I joined Wolf Game like in January, I guess. I was already built my name in the community, not that strong as Terminatus or other like
Mm-hmm.
Ron the Farmer or others. But yeah, people already knew me. So in real life, months before, my friends were like, we don't want to believe it, but something gonna happen. And but I was like, nah. In 2022, nah. Then it was like February 16. I have a good friend from Russia that I met uh, thanks to NFTs, and he supported me a lot. And we met also due to basketball. He uh, like his favorite team is Golden State Warriors, mine is Los Angeles Lakers, as
Hmm.
obviously. So yeah, we met, and we also like joking around about that. Your country gonna like come tomorrow, like ha ha ha. Funny, stupid jokes. Like we didn't even wanna believe in this shit that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It all happened in 5 a.m., 6 a.m. I didn't hear the shot, anything. Like I woke up at 9 a.m. and I see like 11 missed calls from my family. I see just Discord, everybody tagging me because it's the day
Hmm.
before. I remember the Brucey from Australia. He
Yep.
actually started gathering some funds the day before in order to help me to leave Ukraine the day before it's supposed to be happened. We didn't know, but like 9 a.m. I'm hearing like really far shots outside because I was living in the city, Kharkiv. In Kharkiv, Kharkiv is like 80 kilometers from Russia border. So I'm basically right here, and I'm living there right now. Oh shit, it's happening, but what do I do? I'm just started calling my family, and first thing I just need to buy some supplies, some food. I went to the shop and there is nothing basically. I was like just able to grab some gas water that is not really like great to make a tea. I have some like food supply, like macaroni. My family was 80 kilometers from me, like farther from the border, so they were safer. But still, I was like just typing, okay, I'm not gonna go anywhere because there's like shots from everywhere. I think there is
Yeah.
some streets fights going on right now. Like I'm not gonna try to leave the city at any cost. I'm just gonna chill like for a second.
Yeah.
It was getting like to the evening. I started hearing a fucking air jet like flying around. It was fucking loud. It was fucking scary. I I don't want anyone to experience that like in any
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
just
And
yeah
just knowing at any
to
moment,
just
right? At
don't
any
know
moment.
about how it like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
just hear the air jet flying around and then boom, boom, really close. And I'm just like praying is it not gonna hit my fucking roof. And I'm just like sitting. There's air sirens going on. There is no light. I mean, it just shut down, so the enemies couldn't see
Yeah. Yeah.
like clear. I was laying in the bed and was my building was like jelly. If it gonna like hit, yeah, I'm like basically done any moment.
Yeah. And were you still creating at that point? Were you doing your
Uh,
art? Were obviously like throughout the action parts, like obviously no, but
so gladly I have the internet connection, and I try to sit like ignore it. Of course, you can't ignore it like completely, but I try
yep.
to work. I actually working on the Shepherd did the competition, art competition. If you remember, I did with
Yeah.
JMO. I was trying to work on mine, and I just couldn't like put headphones. I just fucking staring at my window to like try to hear about like any noises, like any
Hmm.
pew,
Yeah. Yep.
pew. It was like that, pew. Like it was so it's that sound. I still like some of the fuckers 2 days ago put a firecracker under our building. It was mad stupid.
Hmm. Yeah, you can't mess around with that stuff. I mean, that's like PTSD, just like bringing back memories. People are just really
I
not
I
smart.
I
So,
I
yeah.
couldn't create shit. I couldn't. So I've been there for 13 days. It was like one huge bomb landed like 1 kilometer from me
Hmm.
on fourth day. Um, Down the street there was like basically building destroyed. I was just trying to eat my left food supplies and all I could. I couldn't go for. There is no working shops. I
Hmm.
was just sitting at home at night, like calling my family every like I don't know every shelling happening
Yeah.
because on 13th day my family actually talked me into like leave the city because I could I didn't want to trust some taxi driver to or some like random driver to drive me through. I
Yeah.
didn't know what the streets even like situation are. I was scared to go like on the outsides of the city because I
Yeah.
heard there were shootings there. So we just my grandpa took a car of his friend and drive to Kharkiv on his own risk to took my PC, to took my like table, everything I had from the rent apartment. Thank you for the landlord that like didn't ask me for the payment like for
Yeah.
3 4 months for the no, for the next 3 4 months. It was
Yeah.
very kind of him because others I heard there was refugees on the our we were going on
Yeah.
West part can actually increase their like land right
Hmm.
for renting. Like it
Yeah.
was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
inside the country, like some
Yeah.
stupid shit.
They knew that people were struggling, so they were like, all right, well, they need a place to live, so we're gonna raise our rent. Which is
Yeah,
interesting.
during
So
during
so
yeah.
so going back to also like the wolf game community, I mean, what would you say makes them different? Like, why are you so attracted to them? Like, you were going through this tough time. There were
Oh,
community members that just stepped up and, obviously cared about you. So like, can you say any thoughts on that? Like, even just speaking to the community and what they would love to hear, you know?
first of all, uh yeah, I got in tears when it started from the Bruce that initiated the like it was his initiation uh, to raise some funds for like tickets for all the stuff, even for my family.
Hmm.
4K dollars in like
Wow.
first hour to help me out, and I wasn't even like such a great part of the community. I was just starting on my
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
I wasn't even built my name like strongly, and that's
Hmm.
what got me like, Jesus, I'm just a stranger for us that just sharing what is happening in my life, and y'all just doing this for me. It was like heartwarming.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
speechless, and it was countless community members. I did some give for Brucey too. Like, it wasn't thank you for me
Yeah.
enough. Like you just helped me like so much. Like I couldn't even express, and I just do a gift for you. No, it wasn't enough. I just wanted to do like even more. But I started from this. Like I did a gift for Brucey, then I did a Big Daddy gift for one. I just then you if you remember like Big Daddy's
Yeah. It
like
was awesome. Yeah.
it was, and then it snowballed, and then I think how I fit completely, I guess, like with that horrible situation and understanding from the community. I think that what
Yeah.
that's why I was saying in the beginning, it took a lot from me, but it gave me a lot.
Yeah, yeah. That's the amazing part of the Wolf game community. And it truly is something bigger than life, right? And you can't really explain the feeling that you have once you find a space that you feel super comfortable in. It was really awesome getting to know you, your story, super powerful. I learned a lot about, your history in pixel art and just the amazing grit and determination you've had to and selflessness, right? To just keep creating and to really kind of hone in on your niche. And I think that you could really bring a lot to the Web3 space, in particularly gaming, and just to keep following your passion because you are doing it, man, and you're a testament to that. So I hope that our audience found the value in this. Bunya, where can they find you on Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter is my main uh, social media right now.
Okay, cool. Do you have
Bunya
any?
underscore is.
Okay. Do you have anything that you're currently working on that you're going to be minting or?
I minted actually recently. I called it Barnese's piece, like originated from Genesis. I called it in my. I wasn't active a few recent months
Yep.
because I decided to touch some grass, to travel a bit, uh, and I made a GIF about that. Like it's just a loop where we are riding with my friend that I met.
Mm-hmm.
We watched basketball together in Montenegro. Yeah, I don't care if it's like auction starting on like it's I just on the stage where I uh, it's my like living. I'm really grateful to be like make a living out of what I'm enjoying the most because majority of the humanity couldn't like share the same
Yeah.
thought. Like
Yeah.
it's really if you do like what you're like really enjoying and like even pay people paying you for this, you're really lucky and should be grateful for. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that your experiences in life going through the terror and the horror and the feeling of the unknown, right? It makes you change your perception of life and what's really important. I do know that the more you're filled with gratitude and happy about the things that you do have, you do attract more of that into your
Yeah.
life. So,
Thank you for this interview. You're really enjoying to like speak to, and you're doing it so professionally. So I'm not like as I was talking. I was an deep introvert, and I would be nervous, but I feel like really comfortable.
yeah.
Like I know like I knew you like my friend from childhood.
Yeah, I love podcasts so much because I've never been one to do like small talk, right? I always want to do a deep dive like immediately. Whenever I meet somebody, I want to learn about what gets them excited about life, right? And with a podcast, you could do that because it's
This is
like,
yours.
all right, we're on
This is
camera.
yours.
Let's go real hard at it. You know what I mean? And get to like the nitty gritty. And it really is. There's something powerful to that. And I think that that's also where real relationships are made and connections are made. But yeah, dude, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you taking the time. I know it's probably what, 3 o'clock in the morning there. You got to get some sleep.